So I have great news. Onision is back. And I'm telling you, ever since he jump scared me at my nearest Best Buy once, I couldn't get my mind off of how much I missed his videos. No, not really though. On a serious note, I live in a constant state of reminders that I live in the same state as this man and can see him at any point in time because he really doesn't live that far from me. And I've already ran into him at my local Best Buy once, which I haven't been to since because I would fear I would have to. Anyways, to get back on track, if you don't know who Onision is, I'm now forcing this information on you with an unstoppable force because I want to talk about it. I'm going to go on a kind of long rant about who Onision really is and what he has done before getting into what he's doing now. So if you don't want to hear it, definitely skip ahead. Onision is basically one of the OG YouTubers along with Shane Dawson, and well, I couldn't really tell you who else right now, but Onision was really popular when YouTube really first started. He's generally one of the most evil human beings on YouTube. I remember he peaked for me around 2013, 2014. Little 11-year-old Destry loved watching the videos he made rating underage girls' bodies. No, I really didn't. Those videos actually made me severely uncomfortable at the time, and for being an 11-year-old child unsupervised on the internet, I developed some serious issues on how I perceived people from that and many of his other videos, but thank God I had an amazing therapist at that age, so I didn't turn into a crazed fucking incel or whatever. But to get back on track, Onision was popular for making skits and like funny YouTube music videos.
I'm so dark. I'm so emo.
And also, like I said before, rating his underage fans on whether they are pretty or not, or fat, or too skinny, which he claims never happens because he could do no wrong. To be real, everyone really knows him for his I'm a banana videos, where he just yells and sings I'm a banana on repeat for 5 minutes, which he is still doing to this day, 16 years later. Yeah, he's been doing this for like 16 years.
Sky!
What, Greg?
I'm a banana!
You're a what?
I'm a banana!
What happened to your clothes?
I'm a banana! I'm a banana! I'm a banana! I'm a banana! Look at me, man!
But after he blew up and hit his true prime, he went under a lot of heat for making controversial content like rating his underage fans, being racist, or having over-the-top sexualized skits, and even harassing Eugenia Cooney, who was a famous YouTuber a few years ago because she was so skinny, which she literally had and still has a life-threatening fucking eating disorder, but that's another story for another day if you guys want.
Hi, I'm Eugenia Cooney and I'm doing a cooking show. But first I'm gonna eat something on camera to prove to you guys that I do eat. Here are some cucumbers. Are you ready for me to prove you guys wrong, Freely the Banana Girl in Onision? I love cucumbers. See, I love food. So good for my tummy.
One of the first big things that really came out, and surprisingly is the least of our worries, was like I've mentioned before, Onision's series where he rated women, but really girls' bodies for body positivity. Women would send pictures of themselves to Onision to his website so he could rate them, and well, there was just about 0 age verification, so it turned out to be a bunch of underage girls were just sending in pictures of their half-naked bodies.
Not long ago I made a video saying I wasn't going to make body related videos anymore because some people on the internet decided to call me a pedophile. Pedophile being someone who's attracted to children. You Google child's body and you get a picture of this kid or these kids, which, no offense to those children, is extremely unattractive. Regardless, people still call me pedophile because they're trolls, not acknowledging the fact that not only have I done nothing illegal, but I've also done nothing to violate YouTube's policies regarding these body image videos that again have helped countless women with their own body image issues.
And the verification was just about the same as if you verify you're 18 plus on Pornhub. You really just click one button that says I'm over 18 and then boom, you're in. But even if there is proper verification, there is genuinely no reason to be rating women's bodies and calling them too skinny or too fat. Like, it's just insane. But in his mind, it was for body positivity.
I have never seen a body like this before. I'm gonna say change your diet. I don't have much else to say. Kind of overflow around the belly region, so maybe you're bordering on fat. I'm guessing you're the one-piece bathing suit type of person.
But because of the videos he made, they all started getting back to him. For instance, Onision got banned from VidCon in 2012 because he said his ex-girlfriend slept with 20 people before getting with him, which meant she is a slut. and therefore cannot get SA in a video he made. And he just kind of went insane on Twitter about it. From there on, it gets even crazier. That same year, Onision met his spouse in 2012. His partner has gone by several names now, by the way, starting from Lainey to Kai and to Lucas. Now currently, or at least what was last reported. Also, I believe Lucas is transgender. I have heard and seen a bunch of mixed reports on that one because Lucas is completely offline and genuinely nowhere to be found, but due to that, I will be referring to Lucas as they, them, and as Onision's spouse for anyone who may get confused during the rest of this video. Regardless, Onision met Lucas when they were 17 and got married that same year, which is crazy. Imagine being a 26 to 27-year-old man marrying a fucking 17-year-old. Some say they knew each other prior to being official in 2012 because there was some public tweets between them and also texts that got leaked, but I won't even get into that because honestly it doesn't matter. And I think the unfortunate part is that is why Lucas also became a predator. To them it was normal and just something that happens because they were able to date someone who they looked up to at the time and someone who was famous and had all this power and popularity, not knowing how much harm psychologically it was actually causing. But they later got exposed in 2019 for using Onision's online forums to talk to and reach out to his underage fans, which led to several women accusing them of grooming, and 6 other women who Onision had relationships with accused him of abuse, which are obviously all true. I mean, look at this man. Now, after all of these accusations went down, Onision was banned from Patreon because he leaked and posted the phone number of his ex-girlfriend, Billy Dawn Webb, who was also a YouTuber and one of the women that accused him of grooming and abuse, and she was 18 at the time, which led to the ominous kombucha incident.
Do you like kombucha? I love kombucha! Woo, 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 woo.
I will say I believe all or majority of his meltdown clips are fake. There are like over 100 videos of him having these mental breakdowns, and they were all posted right after some crazy incident happened. And I completely believe there is truth behind everything he says and does in his meltdown videos. I think at the end of the day, a man in his 30s acting like this is just insane. Bro can't just sit down like an adult and rant. He has to throw himself on the floor and fake seizures for content and attention. That being said, unfortunately, nothing has really been done legally about any of this quite yet. There is a civil lawsuit that opened in February of 2023 that is still open and active. The lawsuit consists of 2 of Onision's victims, Sarah and Regina, who filed against Google, YouTube, Onision, and Lucas for using their platform to lure and groom underage children, including them, to engage in sexual activity, which is essentially a sex trafficking charge. But there has only been one hearing so far from this case, and it ended horribly. The judge basically gets pissed off because everyone is just not organized enough and nothing was done properly. So everything was set to be discussed at a later day, which, if I'm not wrong, there will be a hearing set for February 13th of 2025. So at least there is that. Now, if you don't know who Sarah or Regina are, I will give you a quick rundown. Sarah was Onision and Lucas's youngest alleged victim. She was 14 at the time and had a 5-year-long relationship with both Onision and Lucas. Sarah was groomed, lured, and assaulted by both Lucas and Onision, and even moved in with them when she turned 16 for a period of time, all while Lucas was 22 and Onision was fucking 31. Also, to make things worse, supposedly, from what I've gathered, is that they even had Sarah become their foster child. Yeah, they managed that, and he had this to say about it.
Talking about what happens in however much time. I don't know what the future holds, but we're not dating Sarah. Okay, like that's never happened.
Oh, and this.
But they said, has Sarah seen you or Kai naked? As an adult, definitely. Not me. Sorry. God damn it, that's gonna get edited out of context. As an adult, Sarah has seen Kai without a top. As an adult. But I'm not, Mr. Nighthawk. I don't follow people wherever they go, so I can't speak for everyone's entire life. Yeah.
As for Regina, she was 15 when she developed a relationship that lasted until she turned 17. Regina was groomed and was provoked to send CP of herself, but once Lucas and Onision weren't able to fly Regina out because her parents wouldn't allow it, she was essentially replaced by Sarah. There is also one other woman that came out about Onision before all of this went down. She doesn't have anything to do with a lawsuit, I believe, but she by far went through some terrible shit with him. Her name is Shiloh, and just like every other girl Onision groomed, she was also a big fan of him. Her and Onision started talking over email when she was just 16 and Onision was 25, and basically told Shiloh she would divorce his first and longtime wife named Sky to be with her at 16 years old. Shiloh was 16. On a side note, Onision and his first wife, Sky, also had a pretty rough marriage, considering all the videos Onision has made talking about how much he wanted to have sex with his sister-in-law and would have rather married her than Sky. His sister-in-law was also 15 when he was 18.
I was kind of into my ex-sister-in-law. My sister-in-law at the time, I was attracted to her. In fact, if I could turn back time, I would have actually wanted to pursue this sister to date her, and I would have had to wait a few years because she was 15 and I was 18 at the time.
There was my ex-sister-in-law. Well, she wasn't my sister-in-law yet, but I'd always wanted to I wanted to pursue a relationship with her someday. When after we first met, we were 3 years apart,
and my girlfriend at the time was very insecure, and I think she knew that I was attracted to the ex-sister-in-law at one point, because I'm very open and honest with people I date.
Now, going back to Shiloh, Shiloh was a pretty amazing and popular musician at the time and was even on tour. She put out music like this that was just peak. But while Shiloh was on tour, Onision convinced her to meet up with him in Pennsylvania while she was on tour and stay at a hotel with him.
So December 2011 is when we were in PA.
And let me remind you, Onision lives in Washington. He traveled all the way to Pennsylvania to meet up with a 16-year-old.
Before he made his way there, he had explained to me that we could get in a lot of trouble.
Into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he explained to me we could get in a lot of trouble, and then he had to check the state laws before he came.
Because of your age?
Because he knew we were going to sleep together, and we had spoken about that.
Which unfortunately he got away with. According to Pennsylvania's law, at age 16, you can consent to anyone, regardless of age, which is just fucking insane to me. But at least the owner of the hotel called the police on Onision because, well, it was all just fucking sketchy. But Shiloh and Onision moved into an apartment in Canada not long after all of this, and well, it didn't go well. Onision would make Shiloh have sex with him about 8 times a day and shaved her head during the act, which led to Shiloh having a mental breakdown and Onision refusing to stop recording her during it.
He was having sex with me, and he told me, I want you to shave your head.
In the middle of this intimate moment?
In the middle of sex, yeah. And so he took me off into the bathroom, and he shaved my head in the tub, and then continued to have sex with me.
Hi.
Get the camera off of me, I swear to God. He has a camera on me. He has a camera on me right now. Get the camera off of me. Why do you have a camera on me? I'm going to seriously tell everybody what you've done to me. You destroyed everything.
And Shiloh wasn't the only one he made shave their heads. He has done it to Lucas.
I'm not done. I'm just checking my stuff.
You're like yanking me around.
And even tried getting his ex Billy, who I have slightly mentioned before, to shave her head and get a tramp stamp tattoo of "I'm a liar."
I hope you're happy. You completely destroyed all of my pride. You told me to get a tattoo saying "I'm a liar," like a tramp stamp. You told me to shave my head. You told me to dye my hair green, shave off my eyebrows, and get an ugly tan. Like, is that not abusive to you?
To him, it's all a power move to further his authority on these women and as a weird manipulation tactic so it could prove to him that they loved him.
And what's the purpose of this?
I mean, he told me it was to be able to be forgiven, to prove that I love them. And I'm not sure. I'm sure it was to, make me embarrassed or make me not like myself as much, because I do care a lot about my hair, and he very clearly knew that. Like, I want to be a cosmetologist, so it was just one of those, like, you know, just like a jab at you.
Shiloh and Onision did break up at a point, though. She unfortunately suffered from a miscarriage, which Greg broke up with her for because he didn't want to deal with how sad she was from it. And even making her sleep in the hallway because he didn't want to deal with it. So she slept in the hallway and he slept in their bed. What a fucking piece of shit. Sadly enough, Shiloh did try to get back with him due to, I would assume, a trauma bond or just his straight up manipulation winning over her, like some Stockholm Syndrome shit. But luckily her parents did put a stop to it and she never went back. For instance, they hid her passport and, well, her dad had plans to off Onision, which unfortunately didn't happen. But anyways, we did have one superhero. Well, kinda. I'll get into that in a second, but it's Chris Hansen, you know, the OG predator catcher. To sum it up, in 2020, Chris Hansen literally pulled up to Onision's house, like straight up walked to his front door with no fear whatsoever, which obviously Onision is too much of a pussy to do anything.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online and they just showed up to my house.
Okay, and they're outside now?
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons?
They have a bunch of camera people, like they're YouTube stalkers.
After that, Chris Hansen was like, okay, let's do an actual interview or a documentary. And you know what Onision said? He said he needed $350,000 for him to do the video, which is kind of crazy. I would have asked for like $1 million or something personally. I think he really lowballed it here, but I'm just a guy. Chris Hansen did have a 4-part documentary series where it went over a lot of what Onision has done and gave a few of the women Onision affected a platform to speak on, but unfortunately, Chris Hansen used it as a money grab. Yeah, the women who spoke up were very clear they did not want to be used or exploited for profit and generally wanted something done, but of course, Chris Hansen being Chris Hansen, they trusted him for help, and for instance, Sarah gave Chris Hansen a laptop full of evidence against Onision to turn into the police, and of course, he didn't turn it in. It sat around in an office in New York collecting dust until he could use it for his documentary. Which, not to state the obvious, but he clearly doesn't care about anyone getting justice and just wanted to get a bag. And then, of course, we have the Repsion arc, which I won't get too much into. I suggest looking into that yourself. Repsion has made some great videos explaining everything that has happened between them. All I really wanted to say about this was Onision tried to sue him and Chris Hansen, but he pulled up to court in a backwards bulletproof vest, and I think it's just the funniest shit ever. I genuinely think about it often. Oh, and he also sued and served the wrong Chris Hansen, which makes it even greater. Now, I think the biggest worry I have right now is about Onision and Lucas's kids. That's right, they have kids, which I don't think he was very happy about.
Funny. So I go in there and sure enough, it's positive, and I was shook. So shook. I was like, what? This makes no sense. So I was like freaking out. I went and told Greg. Greg's response is, congratulations, do you want a hug? I was like, you realize this is like your child too. Like, we are not co-workers here.
Now, with that aside, he does have 2 kids, and thankfully, he nor Lucas have ever put their kids anywhere online, which is the smart move to do, obviously. I can't imagine how embarrassing it would be to go to school and everyone knows that both of your parents are pedophiles. I mean, there is a chance they are just homeschooled, so they never run into the risk of people finding out who their parents are, but, you know. Look, parenting can be hard sometimes. Kids just come unexpectedly, so you know what to do. You throw them out of a 2-story window, and you make a few tweets about how stupid your kid is. Obviously, that's a joke. Don't throw your children out of windows and tweet about it online. Unfortunately, I wish I could say it's fake too, but it's very real. I think the worst thing about it was that his daughter cracked her head open from the fall, and instead of helping her, he got a camera out and started recording her to try and prove he didn't throw her out the window, which to me, it makes him look more guilty of throwing her out the window because no one just starts recording an incident like that to prove to the world you didn't do something wrong. Like, people do shit like that when they have some sort of guilt behind them. Oh, and what's even more disturbing, once his daughter was taken to the hospital, this man started horny posting on Twitter talking about his urges and what urges he has while his daughter was literally almost dying from her head injury. He also made a short video where he made fun of his daughter for falling out of the window because for some reason he thought it would be funny and everyone on the internet would somehow forgive him because of his humor from it and how it would convince everyone he just didn't do it because, well, he was making fun of it.
To dry you off even faster is if I gave you some more air. So here you go, sweetie. Daddy loves you. There you go.
I looked more into his relationship with his daughter too, and I found some really, really odd things. For instance, it's believed Onision prefers his son over his daughter, which isn't all that surprising with how he treats women, but he also named his daughter after one of his book characters, which I will not say what name it is, but he has written a few self-insert shitty books, and in those books he would have sex with said name in those books, which is really scary because he's having sex with, well, somebody with the same name as his daughter. But aside from all that, at least he isn't racist, right?
Tried to free the slaves. It was white people. You don't even realize that the reason there are no longer slaves today, specifically of certain skin colors, is because the majority of white people are against that kind of thing.
Yeah, let's try that again. At least he's a vegan and doesn't neglect and kill animals, right? Well then. Now that we're over the introduction, like I said, Onision is back. Well, not so much anymore actually. I tricked you. My bad. Upon making this video, Onision has taken down a ton, and I mean a ton of his content he has made on TikTok recently, which is great honestly. He has 3 different TikTok accounts, Onision.com, Onision Speaks, and Onision.net. Now, to get into it, his TikTok, Onision.com, really doesn't have anything on there anymore besides a video where he is in an unfitting schoolgirl outfit.
Hey, Onision! Hi! Nobody likes you.
Okay.
Hey, Onision! No one likes you. No one likes you.
He had a ton more content up on this account before going on a complete deleting spree of everything he has made since his original comeback video on August 5th of this year.
It's August 4th, 2024, and I was told by you guys that nobody likes me. You lied to me. Without question, you guys lied to me. You said no one likes me. You said nobody wanted to watch my videos. And you know, sometimes my emotions, they believed you. I have those, by the way. But as I was walking out of Best Buy one day, somebody said something to me. Ew, kill him! No, they didn't say that. No, it was a security guard, and he said to me, have a nice day. I hope you make videos again. And in that moment, I laughed, and I thought to myself, there's no way in hell I'll ever make videos again. And I never did. Till now.
All of his videos were just terrible though. Bro can't move past his original 2009-esque editing, which he has used for the last 17 years he's been online.
Oh, I'm back.
I can see that.
You're never gonna get any followers or subscribers.
Oh god, not you too.
Since I've been gone, you've been going downhill.
Either way, it's like a godsend that he deleted everything on that page because it was just so insufferable to watch when I would occasionally check on his content because I'm a nosy motherfucker for real. Now for his second account, Onision.net, as far as I can remember, I think this account was just used to upload his older content or like Onision memes he was making, but now it's just filled with a ton of random AI generated songs with moving AI images with either his face generated on it or his spouse's, and none of the songs are even generated under his voice, which is fair enough because it's not like that man can sing at all. But here's a short clip of some of his songs.
People lie, people love attention. Money is the root of all evil. People are dumb. You're all dumb.
Now, to speed this up before I have an aneurysm, basically this account is just tons of odd AI generated songs and images. He is doing nothing but create 24/7 because he's uploading the shit daily, even twice a day on TikTok and even on his YouTube channel Onision. But last but not least, we have Onision Speaks, which also has had all of its videos taken down. I believe this account he would really just go live on and talk about his lives on there, but now there is only one video on here and it's him complaining about Gen Z and how Gen Zers are dating in this age.
Question for like Gen Z, are you guys terrible people or something? Because I see a lot of videos and I hear from a lot of people that like guys don't stay with girls, girls don't stay with guys. You guys are all just like sleeping around and nobody's committing. Like, what is wrong with your generation? Like, literally, I locked it down every relationship I was in, you know, when I wasn't being extorted.
As a 39-year-old man, I'm not really sure why he has any interest in complaining about the younger generation's dating habits because, well, he has nothing to do with it and is straight up just not involved in the dating scene, unless. I do miss when Onision would go live on this account though, because the amount of people that would join his live would absolutely fuck with him so hard. It was just the best thing ever. You had people straight up mocking him to his face, and he just sits there and takes it like it's some humiliation ritual.
Always looked up to you as a content creator, and you were part of my inspiration to become one.
I'm waiting for this.
I love you as a person. If you ever offered to do any kind of mentorship or anything, I would absolutely accept that. I just want you to know that I'm here for you.
You understand why I don't really believe anything you just said?
I don't understand.
Pretty much the whole internet doesn't like me, and someone says all those nice things to me.
I think what's really funny is he disabled his comments on all of his accounts to the public unless you're subscribed to his TikTok account, which I had no idea was even a thing. Like, who the fuck is subscribing to a fucking TikTok account? And bro wants $4 a month. Either way, no one is subscribing to him, and I know this because there are 0 comments under all of his TikToks, and it was like this even before he deleted all his videos. As soon as Onision disabled comments, he has just never gotten any sense. Now, outside of TikTok, there really isn't much right now either. He has had his official website, which holds his forums with his fan base. He still has left, surprisingly, and a few of his own blog posts that cover some updates on mental health and future content creation, more AI generated stuff, and oh yeah, a whole page with videos dedicated to proving to the world he was framed. To continue with how innocent he is, he has 3 YouTube channels with 3 different descriptions about who he is and how victimized and framed he is. And I'll let you guys just pause to read it all because it's a lot. Now, going back to his website, to get access to any of his forums, you need to pay for a membership. The first one is called Immorals, and it's $6 for a once-in-a-lifetime membership, and you get access to his Discord, any songs, book videos, and an exclusive Onision contact page, whatever that means. But I think their best tier is his elite membership, which is $40 for a lifetime membership. You get to comment on his videos, get followed back by him, get access to his Discord, and you get to add him as a friend on Discord. But hold on, you also get his phone number, texting only. Like, imagine that. You get to pay $40 to talk to the one and only Onision. Oh, and also, if you were ever blocked by Onision and want to be unblocked, you can go straight to his website and pay $5 to get unblocked by him on social media. But back to the memberships. I honestly wonder how many people have taken the L and spent $40 just to get Onision's phone number and send him the most horrendous text. Because honestly, I almost considered it, but then I remembered I'm low-key poor right now and I should probably save my $40 for my child support I owe. That was a joke. I promise I don't owe any child support. I don't even have a child. Aside from his TikToks and YouTube uploads on the side, he is a successful OnlyFans model. Not really though. Or well, I'm not sure. I don't really know how OnlyFans works too much, but he obviously isn't a successful OnlyFans guy from what I've heard, but he does have a good amount of older men that have no idea who he is sub to him and just eating his content up. Speaking of which, did anyone else see those leaked videos circulating around on Twitter? Because unfortunately I did. At the end of the day, it looks like Onision has somewhat distanced himself from really being online completely. He probably realized the old editing style and annoying ass singing and dancing wasn't getting him anywhere, so figured he could just maybe get some sort of popularity with AI generated songs, which will never happen because they're just straight up fucking stupid, or maybe he is dealing with a ton of legal stress or decided to go back to being a family man and throw his kid out the window a second time. Sorry, that one was dark. But for real, knowing Onision, this wasn't a complete end. At any moment he could either re-upload his old TikTok or even make new ones at any second. Maybe drop a random live or cry and rant about how much of a victim he is. Either way, stay safe out there, chat.